Hey friends. All right, so this is going to be an intermediate trick video. So we did these in the live class the other day, but these are just kind of like the final trick sequences so that you can work on them a little bit more and kind of refine your skills with them. So there's 3 of them. It's the plank down into a bridge, into like a handstand dismount. The second one is we're going to add on to it, but it's basically a tumble down into brass monkey. And then the last one is a walkover or like a flip up onto the pole where you end up in like a sit or just climbing up from the floor. So that one has more of like a handstand aspect to it. All right, so just make sure you're nice and warm. So if you need to pause the video, do a warm up. We're gonna kind of get started right away. I'll do a very quick warm up. So if you need a little bit more, which you should, definitely get into that first. All right, so we're gonna take the arms out to the side and circle the shoulders. Squeezing the shoulder blades. Good, then come forward, big circles. Good, let's open the arms and close. Switch. Good, let's come to the pole. Do 10 of our climb squats, down and up. Good, switch legs, same thing, 10. Keep the knees nice and tight. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, take the legs nice and wide. Big reach up. Walk the hands down, warming up the pole. Bring it down and up. One more time. All right. All right, we're gonna get started right away. So we're gonna come into or working on the plank pose, and then we'll get into the mini combo that goes with it. So we're gonna do a big climb and try and sit up pretty high, about head height would be ideal so that you have the space and are prepared to work on using that space on the way down. So you're gonna come all the way up to as high as you can to sit. We're gonna find that straight leg sit, so crossing at the ankles. We're gonna slightly tilt down towards that bottom hip. From there, you're gonna lean over towards the side. Bottom hand will slide down, and we'll start to reach the top arm off. Notice how my shoulders are open to the side. Good, and then we'll work on reaching back up. Open the legs to come all the way down. So a big part with this is just being comfortable doing it a little bit higher, okay? That's the biggest thing at the beginning, is just working with the height that you need in your space. So let's try that again, same height. If you like to alternate sides like I do, then you'll come over to the other side, just make sure the opposite hand is down and you're tilting to the opposite side. Now, if you're not comfortable with it just yet, that's okay, but definitely just practice at least doing the layout sit, where you don't take the top arm off just yet, but you're really focusing on getting that nice long line through the body. So as you come into your sit, legs nice and strong, straightening and crossing at the ankles. Start to slide that bottom arm down and reach up through the top arm. Reach back up, open, to come all the way down. Good. So as you slide the bottom arm down, shoulders are open. As you reach the arm, almost think like you're making a little bit like a banana shape. So arch. Okay, you want to lift the hips slightly. Tilt the arm up and over, so you're reaching, right, more of that bridge-like, arc-like shape. It's not a full bridge in any way, but by lifting the hips up, you'll feel more secure through the center, just like a bridge. Okay, so now let's work on, so feel free to pause that, continue to work on that bridge. If you have any questions, always feel free to send me a message. So now as we go into the second part, all you're really going to do is hold that plank and slowly slide the arm down until you come into a straight leg lay back and you can reach the other arm to grab the pole underneath you. So getting that height in your plank, slide that hand down. From here, keep sliding. Keep going nice and slow. Okay, from here, you can start to arch your back or just keep going down. Allow the legs to come up. Other arm can come to the pole. And you have your bridge. From here, you can slowly allow the hands to come to the floor. You'll slowly come out of the legs. One leg can come onto the back of the pole, push away, and come all the way down. So this one depends on your shoulder overhead mobility. So if you can reach back quicker, then you can kind of find more of a bridge pose with it. And then of course, it just works into your layback anyways. So coming from plank, sliding down slow into the layback, allowing the hands to come to the floor, and then taking the step and coming out. Let's do that again. Good, slide. So shift the top arm down pretty low so that you have that tabletop sit, right? So bottom arm is still pressing, top arm is holding. Then start to slide it down until the top fingertips come nice and light. Hold, plank, slowly slide it down. Start to open your chest, reach back. Okay, you can lift and push into the arms a little bit more. Good, from here, this is your straight leg lay back. You can slowly let it slide to the floor. One foot, push off, maybe hold that handstand, and then come all the way down. So if you're short like me, you might not need that much height. It's nice to have a little bit more than to not, but at the same time, at the beginning, if you feel more comfortable being like closer to the floor, that's okay as well. So just kind of keeping that in mind. I always suggest having your mat or a crash mat or cushion underneath you. All right. So I'm going to go through an option with that one. After you feel comfortable moving into that bridge pose and taking it into the layback, instead of coming off with the hands to the floor, we'll come down through bow and arrow where the hands come behind the back. So, same entry, same slide down. Find that plank first. So, shimmy it down, reach out. From here, slowly slide, bring it to your bridge. From here, straight leg lay back, reach one hand, underneath your butt, other hand, underneath that hand. From here, that front foot comes to the pole. The other leg extends forward. Squeeze and hold. Nice and slowly bend that knee. Send the feet down and come all the way up. So now I know this one can be a little bit tougher on your grip. because you're sliding, you're holding, and then you're re-gripping. So you may want to use some grip aid to help with that. Keep in mind that this one does move. So that feeling of slightly moving as you're holding is okay. Just keep holding, right? Even if you're moving slightly or sliding slightly, instead of kind of reacting by trying to jump off the pole, try and hold and control the descent. Yes? All right, good work. So you're always welcome to play that back. Keep working on it. I'm going to start to go into the next one. Okay, so that one is all about the thighs. This next one is all about the knees. So we're going to come from a side climb. We're going to do a bicep hold. Then from here, we're going to come into a descent that takes us down through apprentice, and then slowly bringing it into brass monkey. So the highlighting pose will be the bicep hold, and then the double knee hang that we're going to take down into brass monkey. Okay, so the first part is going to be pretty straightforward. Coming from your side climb, hook, squeeze, come up a little bit higher, hold that bicep hold. From here, we're going to lift, take the outside leg. You can try and bend that inside, or keep the bend of the inside leg, and take the opposite arm off. So reaching on the outside of that opposite knee. Good. From here, reach back up, take that leg under, lift, slide it down. Come through apprentice. Good. Bend that bottom knee, send it through, and then lift it towards the other knee. So that's your double knee hold. And eventually it's going to come down into your brass monkey. So I was a little bit low, but I just wanted to show you kind of where it goes. So we'll have to come up a little bit higher. Okay, and then you can always do this one in two parts, but I did want to work on the bicep hold as well. All right, so we're going to come all the way up, get as high as you can for the bicep hold, come down into apprentice, and then we'll go from there. Oh, I apologize. Coming from side climb. Wrap the bicep, lift that outside leg, reach the arm out, come back, hook the bottom leg, slide it up, take it down to apprentice. Good. From there, that leg's going to come over. You're going to pull it into both knees. That part will take some time to get used to. Good. From here, that bottom arm's going to slide down, and you're going to work on slowly taking the bottom arm to the floor, hooking into the bicep, and coming into your brass monkey from here. Woo! So what we're going to do now is just work on getting into that double knee hold and then sliding it down into brass monkey, because that part is hard. It's a tumble in a sense. So you're going from shoulders up to shoulders down. Okay, so I'm going to go through a variation that you can do from invert, which is also what we did in class. So from invert, we're going to come into an outside leg hook. From here, we're going to take the top arm up above the knee. Bottom arm will come down. We're going to bend that knee, send it towards the pole. You can either take it around or you can take it through. Slide the knee up, bring the bottom arm back down. From here, that's going to be the arm, the one that's down, that comes into your biceps. You're going to slowly bring it in, drop that bottom arm, pull it into the bicep, open it out to brass monkey. So the part that's hard with that one is letting go of that top arm to bring it down to the bottom. So a couple things you can do to really build up to that is just hold those knees as close together as you can. Slide the bottom arm down, similar to the feeling of plank. And then when you're ready, take the top arm off. You don't need to transition right away, but keep in mind that once you take the arm off, you're almost pretty much there. Okay, so this one for sure, have something down underneath you. Couch cushion, mat, crash mat if you have it. All right, so we're gonna try it again. I'll show it from invert again, and then we'll do it again from how I had it before. All right, so let's come into our Gemini hook. Outside, good, climb on top. Bottom arm down. You can take it over and push up, or you can take it the opposite way. Slide that bottom arm down, get it right into the knees. Good, from there, top arm comes off, pull it into that bicep. Bottom arm comes down, hold the bicep, start to take the leg off, and brass monkey. If you don't feel secure in the knees, you don't have to take the top arm off. This one is very much like side sit or side climb in the sense that when your knees are both hooked on the pole, your hips should be sunken as far back, right, back and away as possible to keep it as strong into the knees as you can. All right, so we're gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna go with the whole combo, coming up into figurehead, that bicep hold, bringing it down through apprentice, double knee hang to brass monkey. This one will probably be more towards the floor, so the brass monkey hand will come down onto the floor. All right, climb up. Oh, sorry, from side climb. Hook that elbow, take the opposite leg, hold. Bring it back, come up. Nice, strong, keep it high, apprentice. Good, from here, bottom leg can come around. Bottom arm will push and lift that bottom knee up to the top. Good, from here, push, use that shoulder, reach it down. Take the arm or take the leg out and around into brass monkey. Bring it all the way down and take a deep breath. Good. All right. Even if you just get halfway through that or just working on certain elements of it, that's perfect. All right, let's do a couple arm circles. Across and across. Good, do anything else you need. And we'll get into the last one. This one is my favorite, okay? So this is a lot of fun. It just takes some time to kind of get used to the entry. So the main idea of it is to come from a few feet back from the pole, like you're going to do a front walkover. And instead of putting both hands down, one hand goes to the pole. And instead of bringing both feet over, one foot hooks the pole, and then you climb up. So you're always going to take your outside hand down, inside arm up onto the pole, like that. And then from there, the outside foot is actually the one that's going to hook the pole. So that's the part that's hard. You would push off and then switch to come all the way up and eventually climb up from there. So that's the full version. It can be done, modified, or toned down. So let's just work one more time on doing that one arm handstand. And it can be done from your forearm as well. So if you're doing forearm, just always make sure your elbow is in line with your wrist. So coming down, top of the shoulders behind the pole, and you start from here, right? Pull down, engage. You would lift the hips, come all the way up. Find that first, then take your outside leg, hook the pole, pull down, lift up, and then you would climb up from there. All right. So from here, I'm going to do it with putting the hand down. So we'll step. You can try stepping with your outside foot. I always feel it feels better to step with your inside foot, but for the sake of this one, maybe try it out. Outside hand comes down, inside arm comes up. You're going to push off. Outside leg hooks. This is my inside leg, outside leg's gonna hook, come up, and then maybe take it into a climb. All right, so we're gonna do it a couple more times. And then I'll show another option or another modification. So now that you kind of know the sequence of the legs, it's really just about going for it. It should feel like a walkover, right? Where you're trying to send your feet from one side to the other side, coming over the hips, over the shoulders. So you can step with that outside foot, give that a try. Outside hand comes down with it. Lean forward and down. Back of the shoulder to the pull. Inside leg is gonna come up. So back, hook the outside leg, climb up, and give it a climb. All right. So the best way to modify this is just to not be as dynamic. So continue to work on the same handstand. That's probably the best way. And then eventually make it more dynamic by walking into it. It can be done from an invert as well. So you can take it from your basic invert, come all the way up. Bring the one hand down. And then twist the hand to the inside. You don't have to do that, but to make it more similar, you would do that. And then from there, that back leg is gonna hook in front. So it's gonna switch, pull down, and then you're in the same spot to come all the way up. I find that way's kind of complicated because there's some like adjustments that need to be made, but your legs are already up where they need to be. So it can be easier in that sense as well. Okay, let's do it one more time. So inside or outside hand goes down, outside foot. Inside arm will lift up, back leg will come all the way over, and then your leg will hook the pole. So we come from here, come all the way up and over, hook that outside leg, pull up, try and reach nice and high so you can pull up and come all the way down. So a precursor to this one is to work on those Gemini climb overs. And the best way to do it is work on it from the floor first. So you're lying down on the floor, right? You do those invert preps, hook the knee and be able to walk up from there. So just strengthening that hook, because really what you want to do as soon as that knee hooks, you're pulling down and you're lifting your body up. Thank you guys so much. Definitely do a cool down. Let's take a big inhale up and bring it all the way down. Sway it side to side. Bend the knees and roll it all the way up. All right, I'll see you again. Do some work.